On this episode of Soldiers Tech Battlefield, I have a special guest, Lisa Foyles, here from the Game Station, and we're going to be talking about the current and the future state of motion gaming. So let's go ahead and start the show. What's up? I'm Mark Watson, otherwise known as Soldier Knows Best, and we have a special guest today here from the Game Station. Lisa Foyles, how are you doing today?
Hey, Mark, good to see you. I am doing great today. Excited to talk about motion gaming. I'm very passionate about this topic, so.
Definitely going to get into it today. All right, so thanks for coming on. And we're going to jump right into it and start off with the current state of motion gaming. Now, the Nintendo Wii really kicked off this whole motion gaming craze. And then over the past couple of years, we had the Microsoft Kinect and the PS Move, which I hate. All those devices have come out. But what are your current thoughts about those devices?
You know, from the very beginning, I saw motion gaming as really a gimmick. And, you know, the Nintendo Wii came on the scene and it was new and it was exciting. And, you know, it kind of goes to show that it is kind of a kid's toy because all of the most successful games for the Wii were very kid-ish titles. You know, and even some of the best titles on the Wii, you didn't even use the motion controls. There was like Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario Brothers and Kirby. It's like you barely even, you know, shook the controller. It's, you know, you turn it sideways and it's a normal controller. You know, with Kinect, and that's, you know, a totally different way of going with no controller at all. And then, of course, PlayStation Move was very late to the party. I think that PlayStation Move is better than the Nintendo Wii. I think it's more accurate, but they were just too late in the game for anyone to care. Everyone already had a Wii. Nobody needs a PS Move. Nobody needs that.
No, and they really didn't market it or really, you know, get you, energized about it. They kind of released it and just let it go. Or at least Microsoft with the Kinect, they really pushed it that first year, and I think a lot of people have used it. Now, do you still have the Kinect or the PS Move at your house, or? Let's
just say I don't have them anymore. I used to have all three. I used to have a Wii and a Kinect and a PS Move. And now they're all in boxes somewhere because I don't use them. I don't ever use them. I don't like using them. And every time I do, I get really frustrated. In fact, I'm like a scarred child. The first time I ever played the Kinect was at a game developers conference in San Francisco. And I had to get up there and try the Kinect in front of a whole bunch of people. And I made a fool of myself. I couldn't do the motions. Like, people were laughing at me. And I'm pretty good at making a fool of myself, but I genuinely felt embarrassed. I don't know what's happening here. I had no idea what was going on. And then I thought it would be better when I took it home to try it, and it wasn't. In fact, there was one time when I spent up to an hour trying to get two-player mode to work on my Kinect, and then I just ended up rage quitting. I have rage quit a lot of motion gaming.
I think a lot of people are feeling the same way. Like my Nintendo Wii, I remember using it for the first year. Then after that, I just found it in the box somewhere last month and I sold that thing away. But I think that it's definitely true. Like, it's good to start off with, but if the developers aren't really making games and interesting games to really take advantage of that technology or the fun that is in motion gaming, you kind of just put it to the side after a while, go back to your traditional controller and just go ahead and start playing your games, Call of Duty, whatever, just like normal. But at CES this past year, not past year, but this past month, I was able to take a look at the Oculus Rift. Now, I know you know about what this is, and it's a pretty cool, I think, step in the right direction for this type of motion or VR gaming. Now, the Oculus Rift is going to be this headset that you put it in your head and really immerses you in the game. Like, when you're looking at it, it's not going to have anything, it's not going to be blacked out on the sides. It's really going to be like you're in the world. Now, are you really excited for this? You know what?
Are you sure this isn't going to be Virtual Boy 2.0? Okay? The Virtual Boy was not safe for anybody. We don't want any more Virtual Boys.
Love the Virtual Boy, yeah, but you are right. I did have a headache after the first 10 minutes, like a legitimate.
That was what I was just gonna say. That's another problem that I have with things like the Oculus Rift, is that how long has this thing been tested? How many hours at a time can you play this? Because gamers like playing video games for many, many, many hours in a row. Is this thing gonna, you know, hurt your eyesight? Is it gonna give you massive headaches? Like, is this really gonna affect people's health? I mean, it's a cool piece of technology, but you know, how much has it really been tested?
That's definitely something to wait to wait and see, because I think they are going to be getting the development kits out here in March. So developers are really going to start working with it. So we'll probably have some more information about that. But I'll tell you, just from the people that were at CES and actually able to get their hands on it, it definitely is kind of, you feel weird at first, but not really like the headache type of weird like 3D can cause. It's really just you feel weird because you actually feel like you're in the game itself. But again, I think most people haven't used it for longer than 10 minutes. So that definitely is something, a really big concern out there for us. But I think with that, and also to Intel's Perceptual Computing, they were also at display at CES, where it's kind of like the Kinect that uses just a regular webcam or a webcam that's going to be specified for it, but it can really track your individual joints and your fingers. And they had a demonstration of Portal 2 where you can actually go out there and grab the block and move it around. I think that's really cool. Do you think that's the right step for motion gaming, what Intel's trying to do?
I see that as just the new perfected Kinect. I mean, Kinect was the first one to come out, and now we have the new Kinect because it's using the same type of thing. It's a camera. You know what? I think that motion gaming is a completely separate road when it comes to moving our industry forward. I don't think that our industry moving forward depends on motion gaming and new things like, a new Kinect or, the Oculus Rift. But I think it's cool that we're, having this new innovation and everybody loves new technology and new tech products and seeing, what we can do with different technology to make games more interesting. But I don't think the state of our industry depends on them. Does that make sense? I think it will always be software over hardware. I think the games are what matter, not necessarily the flashy technology.
I think it's probably just like 3D, where 3D is cool every once in a while, but most gamers and most people just want to sit there and watch a movie like normal. Don't have to worry about putting anything on your face or any extra stuff. You just want to be able to get into the game or get into the movie or something like that. So I think your assessment is exactly right. And
another funny thing I like to think of is, man, what if this world was reversed and motion gaming came out before the controller? I think all the commercials everywhere would be saying, now you don't have to get tired and work really hard to play video games. Now you can just play a game with the touch of a button and it'll be perfect every single time, no latency. So it's funny to think back and forth because, the button will always be perfect. There's no delay, there's no nothing, and you don't have to get up off your couch and have a huge space in your living room to play.
I think that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. All right, we're going to end this episode right here. Lisa, I'd like to thank you for coming out and giving us your opinion. Now, where can people catch you here on YouTube?
People can catch me on the Game Station. I host Remag every week, as well as trivia shows and review shows. And also, I will be the voice of Iris in Twisted Pixel's upcoming logo cycle for the Xbox, so pick that up. It's not motion gaming. It'll be fun.
We'll stay away from that for now. Thank you, Lisa, for coming on here. And then you guys, I will definitely catch you next week on another episode of Soldier Tech Battlefield. Leave a comment down below what you think about my thoughts and Lisa's thoughts here about motion gaming, and give us your own personal thoughts about this subject. And I will see you guys next week. Peace.